We've been working with private firms in the areas of, the so-called Yahoo and some other things.
Okay, I'm thinking, because we wanted to know which area. Is it the national or Nigerian police force at the national level or at the state level? Because many of this that you describe in terms of securing the crime scene, when we go report some of these stories, we don't see it.
Okay, now the truth is, a scene can occur anywhere. The best way to start securing scene is what Channels has done today, to let people know when there is a scene. The individuals should know that they can't just run into there and pick anything before even the police are called, because if there is an infraction or a crime or what, you really need to invite the police or whoever. Now, before the police comes, if you've scattered or moved things around, you've actually destroyed the scene of evidence, which is normally what occurs. You get what
I want to break it down so that we can see how we can help ourselves and the nation. Sometimes on live television we see maybe Boko Haram must have carried out a terror act, and we'll see security agents there without gloves picking up stuff from the scene. How does that help forensic or jeopardize forensic?
Beautiful. Now, to tell you the truth, it is sessions like this, sessions with stakeholders, the police and other law enforcement agents. It could be border, it could be anywhere, it could be at the something. People should have the training. You see, most times when these things occur, I saw the bomb, I saw even the plane crash, I saw some of these infractions. People actually use their hands. You can see that is where the training and capacity building needs to be improved upon. You will not see this readily if you watch the scene in France. And so first, most scenes, I can see that they are not approached very well, and that surely tells you there is a skill gap. Also, securing the scene, you can see that there are deficiencies. There are improvements, but definitely there is a gap. Even the way you dress, the way you gown, because you are talking of serious crime, Boko Haram, murders and co.
You see, sorry, Chamberlain. Sorry, yes. Looking at this headline today, this morning, on the front page of Nigerian Tribune, military to conduct forensic analysis as Shekau appears in new video. There's a new video that has already gone viral of Shekau talking, and with this headline, military saying that they will conduct forensic analysis. If as a forensic expert, what would you be looking out for when they say they want to employ forensic?
I mean, I do this even off the cuff, free of charge. I will do it for you. This is digital forensics. Simple, straightforward. You hear the voice. The voice is like the hand fingerprint. It is unique. You speak at an amplitude, and you have your pitch. It is simple and characteristic, just like her frequency is unique to her and all whatnot. So you first look at that frequency. So it means you must first have the original Shekarau. Now, this is the issue. Do we know the original Shekarau's voice?
Shekau.
Sorry, Shekau. Shekau. Do we know the original Shekau's voice? If we do, how recent do we have his voice? That will be the known. Then you have recent tape. That will be the questioned. You now compare. That's number one. Number two, you look at the video. The video analysis, you look, was it modified? If it's modified, it means it has been tampered with. However, it can be enhanced. Enhancement is acceptable, modification is inadmissible. So when you look at this, and perhaps if it was sent, you also look at meta tagging. From who, from where? Because any picture you send with your phone nowadays, they are meta tagged. So it is when you put all this together and also using this. So the person who will now submit it can be, let's say, somebody like a Dr. Osiyemi, who I will be presenting in court to his lordship and saying, I am a certified digital forensic examiner. I qualified and trained with Staffordshire University. I have practiced over the last 4 years just to first show my competence and then to say, in my opinion, this shows consistency, and therefore it is most likely that this, or I will not say no, it is him, take it or leave it. No, that's not. So this is the answer, and that is the way that it should go. I mean, part of the advantage I've seen in these channels when I did some things with you guys 15 years ago was sometimes it is this kind of information I'm giving. The recording is what will set the pace and the tone, even for the government to understand the next way forward. Also, from the guy's picture, you can do some anthropometric measurements, some dimensions, because as all of us sit here, even if we put on some mask, we all have a crown, occiput. Well, I don't want to speak big medicine. So from the forehead to the back of the, you can do all those things.
We have an issue here, and
yes,
it has to do with a national one at that, turning global, the missing girls, the Chibok girls, which till this moment Nigerians have been asking questions, will they ever return? And after a moment we started seeing young girls as suicide bombers. Such knowledge, I'm quite sure, can also help to determine if these are the same people we're looking out for.
Yes. Two things. You know, forensics says every contact leaves a trace. So it's the principle of Lockhart. For example, I'm here now. I have come all the way from Lekki. So if you brush my shoe very well, you'll see some Lekki soil. If you comb my jacket, you'll see some Lekki pollens, which will be different from yours if you don't live in that part of the town. For the Chibok girls, you need to have had an idea of what their DNAs were, some of the things they've touched, some of the things, you see what's happening in Brussels and Paris. In Paris at the scene, they had documented and collected some DNAs and kept it. That's unknown. So now they're identifying some people, then they are saying match. So for the Chibok girls, part of their clothing, at the bomb site, maybe they did bomb, whatever, you pick some of these things. The undies, their things, the hairbrush, hair, and then you would have documented what the kind of profile was, and you start saying match or not match, or even if you don't have a known, okay, keep it and collect it for now. And when you collect it for now, in future, perhaps the person just drank from a cup and you went to seize all the implements there and you swapped it, and then you say, come, we're beginning to see some pattern. And that's exactly how you do this. You see, if you look at, they use fertilizer, they use fuel. Now, where do they make fertilizer in Nigeria? Port Harcourt. You can start thinking, where does the fertilizer in Port Harcourt move to? I'm not talking of those who have fields, but you want to do a typing. Is there a consistency?
Just wondering, though. I mean, let's take a typical, bomb scene, for instance. A terrorist attack has just been launched. Usually, we know that the first thing is people will first of all want to take cover for safety, ensure that the danger is over. Then you might now find people trying to help other people who have been injured.
Yeah.
In the process, the scene could get polluted.
Yeah.
How do you suggest that we handle situations like that?
Okay, I like your question. It shows very well you are not a forensic scientist, but a very brilliant mind, which you are. Bomb, fire, and explosion itself destroys the scene. You don't understand? If there is a fire in a building, all the information and everything is consumed. So those things also destroy. However, so I'm just trying to say, ordinarily, the explosion and bomb itself destroys the scene. Now, what you want to do is this. Whatever the kind of explosions, first, how was it scattered? Was it imploding or exploding? If it's explosion, you want to pick some elements, some parts. You will always see components. If this thing scatters now, this camera, you'll see some components, maybe the lens, maybe this. In those explosions, you'll see components. When you see those components, it gives you an idea, the kind of device. Then you start what we call your theory. Which kind of people, you start your profiling, which kind of people